Hi guys, my name is Lucy. I'm the creator behind Lulu's Crochet and More down in Devon. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Excuse the state of me, I have been doing things in the garden, so I'm a little bit dishevelled. And I'm also itchy because I was in long grass, so sorry if I'm scratching away. So, I have got what I've made this week and a recap of the Leamore Music Festival, which was on the 24th of May. We're now in June. I'm a bit behind with all of my catch-ups, but anyway, I thought we'd go through what's sold and then I'll let you know what I've made this week. So it was a good event. It's their 4th year doing it. I didn't know it existed. It's only 20 minutes down the road from us and it was great. They had 2 stages and it was cover bands and it was mainly music from like the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s. So Red Hot Chili Peppers, Muse, Arctic Monkeys, but I think they did a little bit of Linkin Park. And then like they did a couple of boy bands. It was fun. So we had to be there for, I think we had to be there for 10 and it started, I want to say at 12, it might have been 11, and it finished later than we stayed. So we left at 8:30 and the last band had just come on. So I don't know what time it actually finished, but people weren't really perusing anymore by then. And we were tired. We'd had a long day, so we called it quits. But anyway, yeah, it was a really good event. It was really, really, really warm. Like too warm, to the point where Jake actually just couldn't cope with it. So the idea was that we were going to go as a family, have the day down there, and then Chris and Jake would obviously leave before we did, and we'd break down and come home. So Jake managed until about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then he was like, I can't, I'm too hot. I need to be near some water. So Chris took him to the river where he fell. So they only were there for about 15 minutes, but he fell in the water. So he was at least cooled down. And we had lunch together and a couple of bands had already started by then. So it was good. It was very reasonable. The pitch was £10 and it was outdoors, obviously, so we could do whatever setup we wanted. We weren't too close to our neighbours either, which was really nice. So we did an outward C shape as opposed to an inward C shape, which I think some people prefer. A lot of people don't like coming in to your like space, so a lot of the time it's better to have the outward facing one, or at least we found that. Food was really reasonable, drinks were really reasonable. They had an ice cream van in the afternoon. It was just, yeah, very family friendly. They had inflatables. It was just very, very hot. So yeah, let's get through what we sold. So we sold 2 voodoo dolls, and I could have sold more, but I only had 2, so that sold me out. I had someone come up, I had 2 people come up actually asking if I had any more. I was like, I'm really sorry, please take a business card. They didn't act on the business card, but yeah, if I'd had more I would have sold more. So 4 earring offers, so 8 pairs of earrings in total, and I sell them for £3 a pair or 2 for £5. 1 Dex the Dragon for £18, sorry, the voodoo dolls are 15. 3 small marshmallows for £6 each, and that nearly cleared me out of marshmallows. 4 baby turtles for £4 each, 2 turtles for £8 each, 1 long neck dino for 15, a hoodie bear, so my first hoodie bear, and that was the purple one, for 15, and that was to a lovely little girl who was like, that is definitely what I want. I don't want to even look at anything else, which was so sweet. 1 drift to a lovely little boy, that was for £15, and he chose the blue and white mix and then tried to come back for a second one, and his mum was having none of it, but he was so sweet and he was walking around with it. He'd named it, what did he name it? I want to say he named it Camouflage because he thought that it looked like it was camouflaged. He was so sweet. 2 Riff the Octopus for £6 each. 2 small cats for £5 each. I can't remember the colourways. 1 Demogorgon for £10. 2 pigs for £5 each. A flamingo for £7. a pea pod for 7, a sitting bee for 6. It's always nice when I manage to sell one of those. A rubber duck for 6, a chubby frog for 6, also really nice when I manage to sell one of them. An axolotl for 5. They're not doing very well for me this year. I'm guessing that the hype has died down where I am, but it's fine. It's fine. 1 popping chick for 5, a leggy frog for 5. They are making a comeback. A rat for 5, 4 charms for £1 each because I just want them gone, a duck in a hat for £4, a little squishy owl for £4, and a pickle for £4, for a grand total of £273. So it was a good day. It was a long day, and for the amount of time we'd been there, I would have liked to have made a little bit more, but we had a great time. And the way that I thought it through was the tickets were £25 for the adults to be there. We paid £10 for all 4 of us to be there, so we saved £40 straight off, and we got to listen to some decent music and have a really good time, burn off some energy. It was a bank holiday weekend, so we didn't have to worry about getting up the next day. In fact, I had almost the whole of the next week off, so I was having a wonderful time. I was away, I was dancing, I was singing, it was great. So we had a really nice family day out for less than it would have cost us to buy the tickets if we'd gone as customers rather than vendors, because I think lunch cost me about £25 for all 4 of us, which I thought was very reasonable from a food van. So we had a great time. I would definitely do it again, although if it's as hot as it was, I would definitely make sure that I was more prepared for the weather. I was a little bit red by the end of the day. But yes, Leamore Music Festival will do again. So what have I made this week? Not very much. I've been a bit all over the place. I wasn't very well last week, so I had 2 days off work and I didn't really make much, obviously because I wasn't very well. And then I've tried this week to kind of like kick myself back into gear, and I've made things I felt like I needed to make, and then I went off kilter because it's me and that's what I do. Anything to distract myself. Like today, I've been out doing things in the garden I don't need to be doing today, but I didn't want to tag all my things. I've literally got, like, can you see, all of those to do, and I'm just like, yeah, my event's tomorrow. I need those tags on tonight, but I don't want to do it, so I'm just procrastinating because that's what I do. Anyway, what I've made this week. I have replenished my Timothy dragons because even though they're not very popular, I only have 2 left, and that is giving me anxiety. So I've made 4. So I've got 4 little Timothys because I just know if I only have 2 and I sell out, there'll be someone that comes back, like my voodoo dolls. And as I say, time and time again, it's not like they go off. So yeah, I've literally just inverted the colours on them. So 4 Timothys, and I could not bring myself to make any more. Don't enjoy it. They don't take long. They take less than half an hour. I don't know. I just don't enjoy them. 2 little seagulls because I only had 1 left. Again, they don't bring much joy anymore, but they literally take about 20 minutes. So it's not as much of a chore to do. But yeah, not bringing me joy. Speaking of things that are not bringing me joy, nothing. I'm sick of all my patterns. That's the problem. I want to make new things, and I let myself do that the week before, and it's clicked something in my brain, and now I don't want to do any of the things that I need to do. But these are one of my best sellers all year round, and that is turtles, and I only have 5 left, and one of those is a Christmas variation. So I've made 4 turtles. These took me 2 days because I didn't want to do it. I've lost the spark for doing them in Flutterby, and I will explain that in a minute. But yeah, 4 turtles, they're done. 3 Sydneys. Basically, I couldn't remember what colours I'd run out of other than blue, and I tried to work it out based on my previous video when I was going through my inventory, and I'm pretty sure I only had 1 pink one left. and I decided to make 2 purple ones, and I actually really like the purple. I think that's really cute. And these, again, they don't take very long. They're about half an hour. So yeah, so I made those 3. I threw it. It's gone. And then I decided that I am going to sell my little stars, and I'm going to call them lucky stars. So I've made 2 purple ones to go with my yellow one, which has, excuse me, gone through its testing process. They're not very long. I think making all the bits was about 28 minutes, and then it's like 5 minutes to sew the little arms on, and I can get the faces done like really quickly now. I've got really fast at that, so I don't time myself doing eyes because that's something I choose to do. I could put safety eyes in. I choose to do embroidered eyes. I just prefer it. I like the way they look. So that's that. Basically, that's my reasoning. So yeah, some 2 lucky stars. I might do another one tonight. I might not. I haven't decided yet. My nephew's here, so we'll see whether I decide to distract myself by doing things in the garden again, or whether I actually decide to do some crochet. My arms are a bit shaky from earlier, so that was everything that I needed to make. And then I spoke in my last video about possibly doing my T-Rex and turtle in chenille, like Yarnsmith chenille, rather than the Flutterby, because Flutterby really hurts my hands. So I've made my prototypes. I haven't tested them yet because I don't know, I just haven't. But here is the T-Rex, and he is a much better size. That's my hand. I don't have one to hand to like compare the difference. It took about the same amount of time, but I just think it's such a nice size. I don't know. I do like the little ones because people buy them for babies, but I do really like that size. But I think he'd be about 12 pounds given how big he is. And then I did the turtle, and the turtle in the Yarnsmiths took way less time than doing it in the Flutterby. My hands didn't hurt. That's the size difference. Let's pop him up on top, and then maybe we'll get a better kind of. So it's maybe half the size bigger. I really like it. And I could do my nice eyes, and I did the nice eyes on the T-Rex as well, whereas on the smaller ones I just do the little upside down V. What do you think? Should I switch? Should I do both and see which one people are more attracted to? I'm assuming they're going to go for the smaller one because it's cheaper, because people pick this one up and I'm like, oh, that's £8, and they go, oh. And then I say I've got baby turtles for £4, and then most of the time they go for the baby turtle. So am I just making more work for myself if I then have 3 different size turtles? Or do I switch to this because it takes less time and it doesn't hurt my hands as much? Or do I just carry on doing what I'm doing? I don't know. I need help in lots of ways. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. I'm going to test them first, obviously. I think they'll be fine. If the Flutterby survives, I'm assuming that the Yarnsmiths will, because Flutterby is very thin, and I'm just not enjoying working with it. Like if I show you, I've got some here. It's so thin, and it digs into my hands. And when I'm doing the little fins, just holding it with my left hand, because you're really having to pinch, is hurting all down here. And I have enough issues with my wrists as it is. I don't need to be adding to it. But I love how they look. I don't like making them, but I love how they look. That's why they keep appearing. Because people do like them. But this guy is just, he's softer. He's got the beautiful little anime eyes. Help me. Decide for me. Should I put a poll up? Should I do that? I don't know. Anyway. That's all I've got for you this week. Iz and I are at, where are we tomorrow? Dave's Sheds. That's what it's called. I've not done it before, but it is a contribution event, so it's free, and then you just give a donation to the air ambulance, which is a very good cause. So we'll be going there tomorrow. We've got to be there for about 9:30, and I think it finishes at 3. So that should be good. And then we have the big one next week. I don't know if I'm ready. I really don't know if I'm ready. I mean, going through all my inventory, I've got plenty of stock. I do have plenty of stock, but the fact that I'd managed to get down to only 1 seagull and not realise has worried me a little bit. But we'll just see. We'll just see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully we sell lots and lots and lots, and I'm busy for the next week trying to replenish it all. It'll be fine. I've got enough of everything as we are to be happy, except for I would like more of these. But they're new, and new sometimes takes a little while to sell, like these guys. They took a while to sell because, yeah, people aren't familiar with them. But then I have people that come up and are like regulars, and they're like, what have you got that's new? So I'll be able to say, I've just hit my hand. I'll be able to say I have stars, I have dragons, I have dinosaurs, I have fish. Yeah, we'll see. We'll just play it all by ear. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm going to finish tagging. I've got a whole bag of my last week's makes that need tagging. I hate tagging. I know we have to do it, but it's so boring. So boring. I've also run out, so I've had to print them off again. Actually, I didn't print them off. Chris printed them off at work because we ran out, I think, because of course we did. Is what it is. So anyway, I'm going to get this done, and I will see you guys soon to let you know how tomorrow's event went. I hope you have a really, really good week, and that the weather is nice and sunny where you are. It is beautiful today. I hope it lasts. I doubt it. Again, while we're in the garden trying to get as much done as we can today. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna go. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.